Here's to you, dear listeners. Welcome back to another episode of Metal Gear Monday's Revengeance, where you'll find your favorite conversations around Metal Gear and Kojima-related content delivered to you through tactical podcast action. I'm your host, Warren Minix, and with me, as always, are my two great friends and comrades.
Aww.
Chris Hampton, how we doing?
All right.
Delightful.
Yeah. Okay.
I love it.
Yeah, it's been a few months. My throat's dry. You know.
Yeah.
Hey.
I love it. And of course, the third member of this party that you just heard a little mic check there, Miss Tori Cortez. Hi, Tori.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
There it is. Going freestyle if we have to.
We have to.
So, yeah, guys, this is, of course, this is episode 8, so we will not be doing a story-focused episode this particular week. We are back to a character focus. And again, like we've been doing with Portable Ops, it's tough to sort of pick on like one or two people. So we went good guys, bad guys. This particular episode will be focusing on the bad guys. So what we probably will say, we have the main villains here and boss fights that we will see in the game. So we probably won't talk about Rykov or some of the rando soldiers or scientists and things like that. So anybody that sort of gets a boss fight or a little bit of character discussion throughout the gameplay, I think that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Do we have a patron or anything we
fuck.
wanted to bring up today, Tori?
We sure do. And that's a thing I totally remembered.
Tori's patron corner.
So just so everyone knows, you know, transparency and everything. I am in a completely new space with a completely new outlook on life, for better or for worse. It's been a fucking rough one, everyone, as I'm sure you all know.
I got you, Tori.
Do you?
I'll do us a Patreon shout out.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, let's shout out our newest Discord member, Crozen.
Crozen.
What's up,
Crozen
Crozen?
sounds like a Metal Gear Solid code name.
Hell yeah,
Maybe
it
he
does.
could be on this villain list that we're about to discuss today.
Dude, if Crozen is like somehow like
Yeah.
a secret villain in the Discord.
What is Crozen's superpower?
Ooh.
Like,
yeah, you think ice, right? Because it's
I do.
frozen,
I do
right?
think ice.
no,
Yeah.
that's
I don't know,
wrong.
though. Mm.
It's not crows either. You would think maybe crows, like crow. No,
Sure.
frozen crows.
Frozen crows.
Oh, that's a
Crozens.
twist. That's where he
Yep.
gets you.
So
like
basically, Vulcan Raven.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's a cold
No,
area too.
that would be
Not bad.
Raven Vulcan. Okay, like this is.
Oh boy.
Listen, guys.
Yeah.
I'm too fucked up for this. I can't handle that level. I'm not gonna lie.
Crozen, chime in. Tell us your superpower and your evil
Yeah.
plans, since you are the newly appointed villain of the Discord. So now you're gonna have to
It's
be
true.
close with us.
CC me on that
Yeah, we're on to you.
evil plan you got there.
Yeah, we're on to you pretty quickly, big guy. So you better, we're going to talk later. We're going to set this up. But yeah, guys, thanks. We did actually get a couple of new patrons recently, which is fantastic. You
did.
guys are the best.
Way to go.
And we appreciate it. So a little shill there.
Go
little
us.
Patreon/Metal Gear Mondays. You get a Discord, get some extra pods. We're about to release our May movie of the month. MGM Goes to the Movies coming out. We're doing The Lighthouse, so that way you guys have a little heads up what's going on. Do you guys have anything else before we start talking villains?
I do, actually. I just want
Yeah.
to say RE, the shit show that has been the last year or more, been falling down on the early release job a little bit, and everybody's been so fucking patient. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons and community members. I know everybody's going through it a little bit right now, but yeah, thanks for all your patience, and I'm excited to be getting back into the gear.
Yes.
Ah,
The Metal
Wink.
Gear.
it's a pun.
Mhm.
It's a pun.
Yep.
Gear. It's like
Yes.
the video game.
Yes.
Wait, this is a
Cheers.
video game?
Yeah, that's it. That's a pun for a cheers. I like that. I'm
This is
so
a
down
video
for
game.
that.
It's a video game series that surprisingly people have heard of.
Why don't we
I like that.
slither our way
Oh, he did it.
into our first topic?
I think that's a great idea.
I like it. So, of course, I don't know what order we were going to go in, but I think starting with Python makes the most sense. So, we could get super factual if you'd like. I made sure to add. So, of course, Python is a war buddy of good old Naked Steak from the Vietnam era and was an original member of
I'll
Fox.
tell you also, Warren, that looking at the credits of the game, I misread the voice actor's name. So the voice actor for Python, his name is Dwight Schultz.
Correct?
And I thought it was Dwight Schrute on a first passing.
If only.
And I know that would be an interesting change to the game. I think the tone would be slightly different.
And a huge opportunity for crossover coverage for us. It's too bad it's not that.
Yeah, I don't know though, man. That's not bad. Like, if I guess in this circumstance, Naked Snake would be Jim. So Dwight and Jim, it's pretty accurate. He's a little bit more all about the soldier piece, whereas Naked Snake is a little bit more, trying to use his heart and his mind and his soul.
Does that mean MGS3 Snake was Jungle Jim?
Oh,
I like it. That's another pun.
Got
Here,
him.
hold on. Cheers to another pun. Thank you.
I guess, yeah, if you guys cheers to mine, we have to cheers
I
Chris's
like it.
too.
I like it. So we obviously talked a little bit about Python, and outside of him having a past with our main boy Nicky Sneaky, he had that dope exoskeleton suit that he would wear, which also acted as like body armor, but it was like liquid nitrogen because he lost the ability to control his body temperature.
Yeah, this is the Mr. Freeze guy.
Yes.
Croson.
So I thought it was pretty great. I will say a fun little, like, I guess, lore bit is Python lost a poker game to Snake and was unable to pay. So that's still like a thing that like never got resolved between the two
He
of
owes him
them.
money?
Yeah, a little bit of poker money. They don't say what type of poker game, but I would gather
Kidding me.
could be Texas Hold'em. But yeah, so Python he had like a really bad injury in battle, which cost him the ability to regulate his body temperature. He constantly overheats, I guess is the best way to say it. And the only way to stop him from literally burning himself up, he has to wear this exoskeleton that keeps him cold. What makes him interesting, though, is I like that could just be like a fun, character thing we're expecting in a Metal Gear game,
Yeah.
but I like that he can weaponize his suit. He obviously uses it as armor. I like the setting of the fight. I know we had talked about it during the gameplay piece, but like the ability to sort of like fog up the room, and he can use it to like distract you or make it so you can't just come at him. He can freeze your weapons like in your hand so you can't use them, and you have to go like run to there's like heating towers from like some of the engines or something running in that warehouse where you fight them, where you can like lean near them, and that's how you like warm up the gun so you can use them again. It's actually just like a pretty interesting, I guess, twist, whatever you want to call it, like mechanic you can add to the game and to the fight that I think is pretty special, which makes him like he's a pretty good boss fight, like as far as what you expect from a portable ops, but he also has a little bit of lore to him.
I think he is probably the best designed boss fight. Like as far as a character,
Mm-hmm.
I would say he's of the
I agree.
caliber of the Cobra unit.
Definitely.
Like the maybe even better than some members of the Cobra unit.
Which ones?
Like
Yeah.
the fear.
Fear. The
You
fear.
know.
Oh, let's not go back there.
Yeah.
I was just starting to find sweet release from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right though, that would be a nice swap. Well, what like Tori, imagine first off, let's imagine MGS3 and imagine a boss like a boss fight with Python in MGS3, like what that would be like. Would it be like opposite the Fury? Like, do you think it would be like how he had like that nice long runway? It wouldn't necessarily be in the jungle. It'd be like kind of a nice little
Yeah, it
twist
does
on
feel
things.
very reminiscent of the Fury, doesn't it? I think that's a commonality in a lot of the Metal Gear Solid games is there's always going to be your Vulcan Raven or Fury. There are just a few things that are borrowed from each installment to the next, right? What I want to talk about, even if just for a moment,
Sure.
is how rad it is that he was obviously based on Hellraiser.
You would think, right? His design is pretty dope. I guess they're implanted in his head they're meant to cool him, right? Like that.
Yeah.
They're not there for any other reason, right?
He's a little Steamboat Willie.
No.
Yeah, he can like
Choo choo.
release.
I'm coming,
stuff.
Snake. I'm coming. Choo choo.
But in terms of like your sick badass villains, this one hits the mark more than any other one, except maybe Null, who is obviously akin to Cyborg Ninja. But like,
Yeah.
Kojima has aimed for the slightly horrific on multiple occasions, and I think in terms of a game that's trying to capture Kojima's vibe, I guess, for lack of a better word, I think this character was designed to be a pretty cool villain.
Yeah, and then he has that lore bit that he's essentially now been sort of crafted to be like the anti-Snake. Like, I understand that Null is also sort of designed, but more for the perfect soldier program. But Python has essentially been like crafted to like outwardly express like he feels bad for all the shit he does, but the end game is to take out Big Boss, like Naked Snake. Like that's what he's there for. He's literally the anti-Snake. He's the cold-blooded assassin.
Okay, all right. Anybody got some Mr. Freeze quotes while we're here?
No, I think there was allegedly enough of them in the previous episode.
Allegedly being the key word.
You never know if people come back and forth. Can't spoil it for anyone.
It's
Oh,
true,
I see.
mean,
I thought you were saying it's up for debate whether that was alleged. Because I personally
true.
think it's a subjective thing, I recognize, but I personally think there weren't enough.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
That's just me, though.
There must have been 10 more that he could have came up with that we could have used, you know.
Look, I'm sure we all want to blow off some steam about this topic.
Hey, there it is. There it is.
Let's cool it.
months away from the mic, man. And this is what we're coming back to with.
This is what you do, and this is what I do when you give me attention.
I love it.
I make an ass of myself.
Well, don't we all?
You're our ass.
Aw.
So I'm
Thanks,
okay with
buddy.
At least you're somebody's ass.
That's true.
Well, so you can recruit Python in the game, right?
Apparently,
Absolutely.
I did none of
if you
this.
trank him.
Yeah,
So
gotta trank
how
him.
does that work out? Like, oh, you know what? You trained a copy of me. He's on my side now. Now we
Bang.
got two snakes. Yeah, we got two snakes. What are you gonna do, CIA?
So I gotta say, it's funny you bring that up, and this kind of happens in a lot of games, and we'll move on to Null after. He's not as good
Oh my
when
god.
he's
yeah.
finally on your team. It's such a bummer when
No.
games do that. I'm not picking on Portable Ops. I'm not bringing them to task for this, but it does seem like you would hope that there's more to it. But he's just not a reskin, because that seems a little egregious. But yeah, he's just another playable character. You don't have the ability to do anything special based on his special abilities. You know, he's got the same attributes and things like that other characters have. But I
Dang.
still love him. He's a great villain, and his fight, everything is cool. And I don't know if you guys have any last words for Python, because honestly, I don't know when we're gonna bring him officially back up.
Dory, what do you look like you have a thought here. Share us, birth your thought baby
She's so
in
ready.
front of us, and
My thought BB.
let's poke it with a stick.
Okay, that's I have qualms about that last part.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. The main thing about Python that I really want to highlight is online it says that his career is quarterback/scout. And I really want to talk about that.
Quarterback scout?
Quarterback, oh, sorry, not slash, comma, scout. So first, let's address the quarterback thing.
So,
could he wear his football helmet?
Does he need it?
Another great question.
what would happen if he would collide? Like, those things go deeper in? Are they retractable?
What if he caught the football with his head? Thereby
That's
popping
foul right there.
Yeah, I think
because the ball would burst.
Yeah, I don't see him lasting very long. Maybe they make him like he's backup QB, so he feels important.
Oh no!
He's like he's going to be on the bench every game. He's got to show up.
Python.
But
I bet he's got a very hot arm though.
Oh yeah, probably. It's got to cool off after the game. You know it.
Lucky he's got a suit for that.
Hopefully, he doesn't need any icy hot.
Oh my God. Anyway, Warren, to answer your question, no, I have no final thoughts on Python.
Shit programming language. Next topic.
So, which will lead us to Null. Our second bad guy that we're going to discuss tonight. Null is interesting. So what we learn about Null in this particular game is that child soldier from Mozambique, CIA Special Forces, Unit Fox. He knew Naked Snake from when he was a kid and was sort of involved in that and sort of went through, I guess, like the Winter Soldier style program. They programmed him. He is a weapon that they can plan to turn on and off as they need. And Gene even sort of like mentions how annoying it is that they have to like reboot him, and it's not like an instantaneous switch flip for him to go. Mm-hmm. But as far as I guess story goes or character beats, Null's pretty interesting, and I do like that they made him more than one boss fight in the game. Like I like that he is a big driving factor in how some of the story goes. And if you're listening to these in order, he is the reason why, he helps Snake get out of the bad situation that we left him off before we get to the next part of the story. He was a big factor in basically getting in there because he didn't complete his mission yet, which was kill Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Well, when your man's pinned down like that, you just got to help him out. I'm sure Snake will return the favor later on if Null was ever pinned down by something to get him out of it.
Definitely. I wonder if that I don't think that'll happen though. I'm not too worried about that.
No.
He seemed pretty self-sustaining. I don't see anything.
Yeah.
I don't see any issues. Tor, do you see any issues? I don't see anything. I'm not too worried about it.
I think he's good, guys. I think he's solid.
Yeah, spoilers, which is why he kills Naked Snake in this game and it ends. Like, Null wins.
Yep.
Fully intact. Yeah, just one of those real genuine human heroes.
Human heroes.
Psych, the whole game was about Null in the end.
No.
You didn't know, but...
Well, so
404
that's the thing,
error.
though. It's pretty interesting, though, because... So... Spoilers in a sense, but we've certainly pulled the wool over this. He is Frank Yeager. He is, we learn later through a lot of games, but he is the cyborg ninja from future games or previous games, whatever you want to call it. But following his journey is pretty interesting. And I got to say, so you were bringing it up before, Tori. What do you think? I like his like sort of Strider Hiryu character design. He's got like the dope sash floating in the wind and all that. What did you think of his character design?
I think it's hot. Cyborg sex it up. No, I'm just getting blank looks from both of you, and that's really an inviting.
Nothing like a cyborg sex it up
response.
to like get your weeknight started, you know?
Sorry, I'm stuck on Observer somehow.
There you go.
No, I love the character design. I think it's very reminiscent of. Well, I guess it can't be reminiscent of something that came after it. It does though remind me a whole lot of Raiden 2.0 in Metal Gear Solid 4, right?
Sure.
I think it's I don't know. I wish I knew more about Frank Yeager before this because of his character design. He is so reminiscent of Raiden in his final role that I wonder if there are any similarities there. Kind of like the whole Rykov Raiden thing, right? And the only reason I say that is because he's blonde. There's literally nothing else. It's just a huge similarity. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
What's with the straps? All over the place.
It's cybersexual.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I dig his look. He's got like the red sleeve, right? He's got like a really cool, like sort of color contrast going on. I wouldn't say it's tactical, but the straps and the that giant Rambo blade and all that. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. He does look pretty, especially coming off of Python, who again I love his character design. Yo, he's hot. He is. He does. He looks good. He's got a nice little physique going. He's got
a huge bulge.
I
just gotta point that out.
Definitely.
Which picture
you can tell
are you
he's probably like a low carb guy. He's probably on the keto diet.
David Bowie Labyrinth levels of bulge. I'm gonna link you guys this bulge.
I never thought that would come up in our discussions, but
look at
I guess I'm not surprised.
It's huge.
That's a bulge, man.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, man. He does. I gotta say, it's unfortunate that he covers up the bottom half of his face because, like I said, pretty good-looking guy and is a hell of a fighter. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know how to like cheese this guy, it's not an easy. Either fight isn't really that easy.
Yeah, you literally have to.
Yeah.
You literally have to because he dodges all your fucking bullets.
But yeah, so Null is cool. He is like a really nice. He's like a nice ace in the hole for like a Gene to have in his like arsenal. I like that his like sort of how he handles things, and he does have his own agency, which ends up being a flaw for Gene. But how they go in, and again, part of what we talked about with this, he has a past with Naked Snake. It actually, these are people that mean something to the guy you're playing. Like the Cobra unit's fantastic, and a lot of the other villains in some of the other games are super fun. They look really cool. They have some awesome boss fights, but we kept saying it like as we were going through the game, like, man, at least I'm a little invested. I'm like, what is going on with this guy? Like, yeah, I know it's Frank Yeager. Like, okay, I played those games, but what happened to him? Like, why is he even like this? Because that's not the vibe I got when I played the previous games that take place later in the timeline, that he would have been Null, right? Like, that's just not something I would have expected. And the name Null is a pretty fucking badass name, if I'm being honest.
Chris, you sounded like you had something you wanted to say.
He was ready.
No, I think my thoughts on this are Null 404 not found.
Ooh.
I mean, we talked about Cyborg Ninja a lot. And we're going to be talking a lot more about Cyborg Ninja, but his involvement in this game is pretty limited. Mm-hmm. It's almost like a cameo in a way, which is strange to say. Like the experience of seeing some of these players in the game series that you're familiar with, it's like a cameo, which is a very surreal experience.
Yeah, kind of like the whole. Every battle you have with Ocelot and Metal Gear Solid 3, you're not going to fucking kill him, right? So it's interesting to see how their rivalry yet / brotherhood evolves.
Mm. Oh yeah, those two dudes should just fuck already.
Right?
Yeah, or at least a really good hug, right? Just like At minimum, at least there is a lot of
Maybe
tension.
a little cheek kiss, just a little. Mwah,
Little
Yeah,
mwah.
yeah, just a little. Hey, man, I love you. You know,
Little.
just open understanding and respect for
Ideally,
each other,
an ass
With
smack.
tongue.
Oh, with tongue, yes.
little tongue kiss on the cheek, of
Yeah.
course.
Just
That's not
licking
weird.
each other's cheeks.
It's
Just
polite.
pull that little face covering down just a tiny bit, little tongue on there.
Speech.
Nothing wrong
Is
with that.
anybody still listening at this point? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. No, we lost all the listeners, but that's a shame.
Anyway,
I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, so I look, as far as like a super henchman goes and all the stuff that we get out of I guess he's kind of like an ex machina in a sense. Like just throw a null at it and we can move the story forward. But it works pretty good for me, and I do like how he helps things move on, which we can then move on to our next villain/villains, villainesses.
Yeah.
we know how Chris
Yeah.
feels about it.
So
This is a little
Sure.
tropey, in my opinion.
okay, so Elisa and Ursula then. So tropey. You actually we talked about this.
Yeah.
You saw it coming a mile away. You were surprised. You didn't like how it was done. But catch us up, Chris. What's going on here?
I mean, it's just the
Yeah.
Eva thing, right?
It's recycled.
Okay, sure.
It's just that again,
It's just that again.
which is to say almost like it's Meryl again.
It's James Bond again.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
think there's a little.
Well,
there's a little bit more to
there's
these
the-
two.
They're the villainy thing, right? And that's kind of the center. It's more of a central part of the plot of this game. That character.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
she's definitely like a linchpin, the both of them.
This idea of a double agent is not new to the series.
Right.
But
And
a
it
double
is-
agent who is unaware of the fact that they are a double agent.
That's the new part. That's the slightly new part. But it is just a step up from what's already been done. It's not very original in its...
It's a Manchurian Candidate reference, right?
I guess so.
Is
It's
that
been
what's going on?
several
would
years
think.
since I've seen that movie.
Kojima probably likes that movie, right?
Wouldn't be surprised.
I would imagine. I believe it's on his list, like the OG, obviously, but I think it is on his list. He loves those kind of movies, but I don't know. So with, I guess we have to talk about them as the same person, Elisa and Ursula. Elisa is the one that sort of works with us. She's like a medic. She talks about her backstory with like the reason why she's even involved is Gene actually saved her from a war-torn country. And they talk about the nuclear disaster in the Ural Mountains. Like he is actually, in a sense, a good guy to her, right? Like that's the one thing that, at least for me, like her involvement was more of, well, yeah, I got to help. I'm this guy is clearly doing the right thing. He's saving people. Like I believe that Elisa deserved to be saved. The only thing I'm trying to remember if it's in the story or not, how they play it out, was that Elisa and Ursula, was she always Elisa and Ursula? And one was just more the prominent, like it was Elisa was more the prominent, but Jean noticed she had that alternate psychic ability, Ursula, and found out how to like tap into that? Or did he just like hit the jackpot by getting this like 10-year-old girl that ended up being like a super telekinetic alter ego personality thing? Did they explicitly explain that? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do. However, so I can't speak for the telekinesis, right? I mean, that's very of the Kojima world to just have some sort of superhuman ability, right? But in terms of trauma, it's very real and very likely that as a young girl, if she experienced trauma in that nature, that her personalities would adapt, that she would have one for just dealing with the world and another for whatever else there is beyond that. You know what I mean?
Sure. So here we go. So she was raised in a lab in East Germany, where as Elisa, she developed her ESP and psychic abilities, and Jean freed her during a CIA mission to capture psychic inmates from the facility and bring them to America. That was the initial plan when it came to that. And then he took them both to say that you're going to help me establish my army's heaven. So that I don't know. I didn't really get the vibe that she was. I mean, I get the trope piece that you guys are bringing up, but I don't know. This one felt a little bit more sort of specific and I'm trying to think unique. And it might just be because Tara Strong is pretty convincing with them, and I did appreciate her eyes would change color when you knew which one was which, and we kind of cringed a little, but then also like defended it in a sense that Snake clearly is just, it's not an attraction or anything weird because she's very young and he's not. He really just wants to help her. She really bonds with him based on the fact that he wasn't just going to murder everyone. You know, he was very not Jean in that sort of circumstance. I just appreciated how little time they get to build a relationship, and it was believable enough that it didn't just feel like, oh, I've seen this in 3 other games previous. Now, the double agent stuff, the telekinetic stuff, like all the stuff, the boss fight stuff of it all is pretty fair. But I guess we should only talk about Ursula as far as a villain, because Elisa is not a villain at all. She helped us a ton throughout the game. And it's interesting, though. Like, so how did you guys feel with the boss fight? Because she ends up being the one who's piloting Metal Gear Raxa. So we basically know during the fight, if we win, she's going to die. Like, we don't really have a choice to go about that. Was that at least like an added thing? Like, it wasn't like a damsel in distress, like, the big machine's holding her, behind a cage or something, so we have to defeat it to save, like, if we win, she dies. Like, there's no way around it. Is that at least like a fun twist, Chris?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it gives you some stake in the game. I don't mean to be so critical about it, really. What I just am trying to express is I feel like Elise and Ursula don't really have any new ideas of their own in how they're expressed as characters, but they do recycle a lot from other big characters in the Metal Gear series and kind of roll some of those up in an interesting combination of ideas, Like, it's got a little bit of the boss. It's got a little bit of Psycho Mantis. It's got some of that Eva stuff in there, too.
It's got all of the, all like Crying Wolf and the other, what are they called? Beauties?
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast, whatever.
The Beauty and the Beast unit, yeah.
Yeah, it's that same, I guess, some entity taking advantage of traumatic pasts and breeding these soldiers, which is
this one does feel a little less cringe than some of those Beauty and the Beast ones in 4.
Oh sure, but it's very similar.
Predates it, but it is very similar, though. You're right. Definitely plays as like a template on what to do for all of them.
Yeah.
But Tora, did you like at least like the Jean piece of it? Because that's like the one difference. I guess they could say that they were saved, like when we were comparing them to the Beauty and the Beast. But as far as like Ursula at Jean's side kind of a thing, like, did that at least make sense to you? Like, is it just because Jean's that charismatic due to his stuff that we'll get into before this episode's over? Or do you think she actually believed in his cause or anything like that? Like, is that the vibe you got outside of them just telling us that?
This response is going to be very colored by the fact that I'm a woman. I think in my headcanon, it's more that she had that traumatic past and he was there to prey upon it. And therefore she didn't have she was being groomed, essentially. You know what I mean? Is the case of it, the unfortunate case of it. So she adapted, and to her that meant putting on one face when you have to do certain things. And I don't know, I guess I don't know if there's any hypnosis involved from Jean. I suspect yes, because of later events. But clearly there is a side of that one being that we know Elisa/Ursula is, and she's allowed to express herself when caring for another person. But then there's also that other self that obeys. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think this is an interesting... While it is played that she is a double agent of some sort, I agree with you, Warren. This is a new take on it. And it's a take that I feel like needs to be represented, because it's not an uncommon situation for women to be in.
Definitely. Maybe that's why I asked you, Tori.
Maybe it is.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just
I
real
appreciate that
fucked
stuff.
up and speaking truths here. Don't worry about me.
We only bring truths here. That's the intent.
Oh man.
So yeah, I like that, and I will say, as far as the boss fight, we kind of, I don't know if we like harped on it, but we did sort of call it like a battle with a big Roomba.
Yeah.
When we fight Metal
You're
Gear
not
Rex,
wrong.
it wasn't really like innovative in a sense, but again, the one thing I'm gonna always like push is that the story bit, like they find a narrative way to make it work. No one else can fly the Raxa because it needs to have a little bit of telekinetic energy to make it move. Like when Skoronsky tried to use it, he physically couldn't, because he didn't have the ability to control it the way it needs to be controlled. So Gene found a way to sort of create his weapon, but still needing like Ursula as the key to like start the car, kind of a thing. Like I at least like that, but again, it still ended up being just a pretty, the boss fight. It wasn't that fantastic outside of the narrative of if you win, she dies, like, and you have to accept that, which is pretty powerful in its own way.
At this point, while I agree with that, it was an easier boss fight. I can't say that any of these boss fights were particularly challenging in a specific way because of the limitations of the system on which is played.
Yeah.
However, I did enjoy the bit of nostalgia that fighting a Metal Gear brought back to this game. And yeah, it's going to be simpler because we're used to having like 7 different rounds, having to do this one maneuver and then switch to a different maneuver. And, it's a specific like code that you have to follow. And this one was much more punctuated, I guess, in a sense. But it was that nice little bit of Metal Gear that you're after, right?
Yeah. And it's a cool name too.
Raja.
Metal Gear Raja. I think it's a cool way to say it. So, Chris, any last words on our twin sisters?
I thought you were about to say twin snakes there for a second.
Somebody had to.
I almost did, and I was like, that's not right. Like, that's not correct, Warren.
Nope.
Nah.
I mean, all in all, I think they're good characters. I think all the characters, maybe not all, I think most of the characters in this game, a solid 90% of them, are really well written, very, very fleshed out. And I think I would take Eliza or Ursula every single day of the week over Paz.
Yeah, I agree.
Swear to God.
Okay. Yeah, I we'll get into it when we get to the next game in the series, because I guess that's where she's the most focus.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. It did. Yeah, I think I can safely agree with you. It feels like there's more behind them.
Yeah.
Than just Paz. I guess there's no reason to get into the story of that. It's a totally different game.
Yeah. As far as like,
but I like that. I agree.
I don't know. Kojima has a complex relationship with female characters in his games. I think, at the time, it felt like, oh, this guy writes female characters really well. They have complex stories, and that's not something you saw a lot of in video games. But
Yeah.
with
He a
time
horn
as we
dog.
progress. Sorry?
He's a horn
What'd
dog.
you-
It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think like it was always interesting because it was like I'm a well-developed character, and
I feel like it
very.
I think it bears mentioning that there was a certain gesture happening when Chris said
Very
well
va-va-va-voom
developed.
of Chris there.
well-developed, like Jessica Rabbit.
Hey.
Maybe. But
Yeah, no kidding.
Eliza and Ursula are some of the better handled, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
It is a bit tedious how a lot of the women in this game series, they all like have a tragic background.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, everybody in this
That's
game,
true.
not just the women, but every single character in this game has had
Yeah.
like they were a child soldier, they got fucked up in school or something, and a bomb was dropped on them or whatever, or they were like
Yep,
test
keep going. Yep.
subjects.
You're right.
I don't know. pick your tragedy porn backstory, and it exists in this franchise.
I guess at the end of the day, it's good that women characters are included.
Yeah.
And they are written to be strong characters, which I will always appreciate over the flaws that they are manifest with.
Yeah.
Sure, especially when they become strong based on like their own agency too.
Absolutely.
They don't need they don't need somebody else even, let alone a man. They don't need anybody to make themselves interesting or build off of
true.
the backstory bingo that we play with them. That's just like it hits one of the 12 that we're used to hearing. That does, yeah, you're right there. That does, and that's par for the course. These two just happen to have, probably like a little bit higher of a tier of that focus, which gives them just a little more juice. And like I said, the interaction with the main characters is, I think, like some of that dialogue for what it is on a PSP in 2006, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I like the relationship that is built. Like I did feel pretty confident that I was going on the journey that they wanted me in the game. It didn't feel rushed, didn't feel out of place.
Agreed.
So I like that.
Yeah. Good job.
Now here's the big left turn, because this one I'm trying to understand. So we're going to move on now. We're going to move on to Cunningham. Okay. So Cunningham, he was a member of Fox during this whole thing. He's a member, right? He was known as Boa, but now he's the the interrogation specialist. And honestly, he has an awesome setup. Like that opening cutscene where you're sort of established of like, damn, this art style for this like comic Telltale is great. The voice acting is really good. He's got such a good voice for what he does. He has that like peg leg, like you hear the kink when he's walking in the scenes and all that. He's just got so much like of the little like texture to him that just gives him that. But I still get confused with Cunningham based off of his motivations for the game. So before we like roll into that, so he was a big fan of the boss, and he knew everything about Big Boss. He became part of the CIA, Department of Defense. He's like really into it. And he had, he got his own sneaking suit. He's like a member, like he's a true member of the team. And he becomes obsessed because he basically needs the philosopher's legacy. Like that's like his whole mission. And yeah, obviously it's not for like personal reasons per se, but outside of like that story stuff, Tori, what did you think of? You seem to have been in agreement when I was talking about it, but like, what did you think of Cunningham as far as like a character or a villain in this game?
Well, first, I want to talk about that voice acting. That's where I really, that's where my ears perked up. I want to give a credit to Noah Nelson, who is credited as having voiced Cunningham. I don't know. It's one of those voices that you hear and just go, yeah, that's that character is rooted in this. Just you hear that voice even long after you've played it. I can still hear his voice in my head. As far as a villain, the first thing I thought while hearing you go through his backstory is that he's, in a way, he's just as obsessed as Noel about, completing the mission, getting the philosophers. Noel is obviously more programmed. It's a need. It's, that person is not complete without this. With Cunningham, it's more like there's a desired passion driven behind it. And it just made me so curious, I guess, about what his character's deeper motivations were. You know what I mean? I mean, it's one thing to be roped up in this whole Gene's Army's Heaven plan or whatever. But what is it about the philosophers that drives him so madly? And again, maybe credit to the performance. It was just, I don't know. I liked the interactions we had with him.
Yeah. His little interrogation thing is pretty dope. If you apply the right pressure. Like, he's just got such cool, like, he's got, a little cliche, but it's pretty fucking dope. Sounds good. Chris, what do you think of him? Did you like it? I liked the spiel. Yeah. He was pretty fucking dope.
So, interestingly enough, Cunningham's also a quarterback.
Dope.
So,
dope.
Of course he is.
There you go.
I can't believe that Cunningham and Python have that in common. That just blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
They went to the same college,
Yeah. And so Cunningham is kind of a reference to Snatcher.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah. At least by name, definitely.
The character Cunningham in Snatcher has that same mustache.
Okay.
Too.
Sure.
The difference is he's a white guy instead of a black guy. And also in Snatcher, that Cunningham is a former Foxhound member too.
Oh my God, that's right. That's right. I keep forgetting this podcast hasn't done Snatcher. We've just talked about it a crap ton
we
in
should
the Discord.
do Snatcher.
I really want to. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Snatcher
could be fun. I have that OST on vinyl.
It's good. Yeah. I love how the people who created this game have all these. They themselves are fans of Kojima's work, so there's all these little like neat references, and I think that lends itself to the strength of the game. They borrow ideas from the creator itself and use them in these interesting combinations. So here you have like another type of like Cunningham. He's switched sides, like he's the bad guy. Same with spoilers, Snatcher, but
yeah, maybe
let's not talk about that.
Just in case.
But yeah, I don't know. I find the interrogation stuff in Metal Gear games to be a little rapey. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like Cunningham was the least rapey of all the interrogations that's happened in Metal Gear Solid.
Agreed.
So I will give him credit for that.
That's a good point. Yeah, he's violent, I guess, in a sense, but he's not. Yeah, he's not gross.
It's just he's like mad. He's like mad, crazy, mad.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And again, I guess we can spoil it now because I guess you're going to listen to the next episode as we go through this. But when you sort of like learn that he's anti-CIA now, he's DOD, he's Department of Defense because of how poorly he was treated and he lost his leg and all that stuff that was going on. We'll get into it. We don't have to talk a ton about it because we haven't technically done it as far as episodes proper if you're listening in order. What do we think about this boss fight, though? Flying platform, you're on an elevator. I don't know. I mean, I get that he's got one leg, so I appreciate that they were trying to make it different than some of the other fights because they've been very hand-to-hand, very environmental, I guess would be the best way to put it.
I just want to put this out there, Warren.
Go ahead.
I know, it's representation is great, right?
Yeah.
I have no problems with representation, but this dude, they're like, oh, he doesn't have a fucking leg. There was a dude that's a whole fucking robot. They replaced his whole damn body in this game. There's like people,
You would
like
think.
Snake has a rocket arm in 5. And they're like trying to make a big deal out about this guy not having I just don't buy it for a second, man. They like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, we'll just clone you another one and then put a nuke launcher on it.
You would think. You would think.
They could
That's
have
a good
done
point.
some real interesting stuff with this boss fight, though. Like, imagine if they had some sort of like grindhouse, like has a chainsaw for a leg, and he comes at you with some drop
Something.
kicks. That would be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have.
Like,
Yeah. We talked
That's
off
true.
mic about this boss fight before, Tori. Just a little peek behind the curtain, guys. We haven't recorded the final episode yet. But I know you laughed at like some of his like voice lines and stuff during the boss fight and all that, but the flying platform, yeah, the flying platform and all that. I don't know. What did you like the fight? Because I don't think we've actually discussed that part between us and the listeners.
I thought it made sense given what we saw in Snake Eater with those same platforms
Sure.
over the river and other places. I don't know. Look at my hair, guys. It's fucking crazy right now. Sorry.
I love it. You know what though? They do give him the Davy Crockett.
Yes. Okay.
That's
So
true.
that was one thing I wanted to talk about. If
Yeah,
you are patient and resourceful with those, this is a pretty chill boss fight. If you are frantic and blow through those, it's challenging. So this is one of those that's like, you are your own worst enemy. You could do it. It's definitely possible, but you could also fuck it up pretty easily.
yeah.
Mm.
Tori, to your point, I found that when I fucked it up, it was often easier to just restart the fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
no.
I'm not above doing that myself.
Trying to finish it. Yeah,
In war, Chris, there is no reset
I
button.
know.
Yeah, but that's not what we do
Well-
in here.
Yeah, yeah, we're playing Metal Gear, man. Oh, that's awesome.
So, like, but after this fight, right? Cunningham has that little speech where he's talking about how Snake is following the script and doing what they want him to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it's hinted that he got that information from Major Zero himself.
Yeah. I kind of took that too. I got
What?
that vibe.
Okay, what gave you that vibe? Because I didn't catch that.
Well, so Ocelot talks about the script with Zero at the end of the credits in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about, so like them talking about it, and they say that Zero is the one. Who
That's
created
I
it.
do remember the
And-
same man with the code name as
Yeah.
Null. Okay, I just didn't piece those things together. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also, he's like the secret, like, it's been Zero all along.
Yeah.
You know, and they definitely ride that narrative through the end of the story.
Puppet Master.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But he's overall a pretty great character. He has really high highs,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's unfair to like throw him, under the rug as a character because I don't like his boss fight that much. But I think the narrative piece and like where he like fits in is pretty dope. I like how he ties in. And again, when we did the teaser, he had to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything he does is like full of. It's just fun to listen to him, and sometimes you kind of agree with him. You're like, yeah, dude, where the fuck's the legacy? Like, I want to know what's going on here.
Give me the legacy.
Like, this sucks. It's interesting though, man. I liked Cunningham. I thought he was pretty good. It's interesting that he was like the B villain, like he's right before the final boss. I was kind of surprised that they needed to do it that way, but it was still fun. And his involvement in like the Fox of it, the CIA of it, and all that. He's dope. I like Cunningham. Now, this is where I think this is where we're going to have the most chatter, because now we are moving to, I feel like, the man of the hour, because we haven't really talked about him too much outside of some of the story bits, and this is Gene.
Yeah.
So, Gene is pretty cool. We'll complain about him a little bit later if you guys are cool with that. I do. So, what I like about Gene is I appreciate that he's sort of the reason why people would argue the like canon of like the story of this, right? Because he could sway a whole people to tell him this is what happened, even if that's not what happened. So I like that. Like, I like that that's sort of like an unreliable narrator that keeps everybody honest. So you can believe whatever you want to believe because there's factors at play. I love the idea of the like trickling of the voice, like the vocal parasite, right? If they have a means to do that, that's pretty good foreshadowing for what could happen in future games. And I like that he has been around since day one with the boss and things like that. He has been around this whole time. His boss fight's pretty dope, but so Chris, you seem to disagree with me. So do you want to talk about his plan? Is that like your issue with him, or is it his design?
I think it's just his design, it's very boring, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like the other, compared to Python, especially in this game, like then the boss fight is just not really interesting.
Okay. Yeah, he seems like a vanilla ocelot. Like he's just rocking a coat and a beret, kind of a thing.
A weak ocelot.
Ooh, that was mean.
Yeah.
What do you think, Tori? Is it the look? Do you like him, dislike him? What are you thinking?
I think I have to agree with Chris on this one. I don't know. It's also the fact that the arena is so small, which I guess provides a certain challenge, which is fine. I don't know. It was just a very... Yeah, it was underwhelming. That being said, like, I had a difficult time with it for the first few rounds of it. And then once I found my stride, it was... I mean, most of the boss fights in this game they're okay. But you're on a PlayStation Portable,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's just going to affect the boss battle. You don't have the same...
What if the boss battle was a card game and you had to beat him instead?
That would be...
Because he has good reflexes, right? So it'd have to be like a draw, like a war game.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think like something you have to be quick with to beat him.
Well, he's like a master strategist, right?
Sure. Yeah, you just play Risk.
Right.
Stratego against them.
That could have been a cool little boss fight. Like it just goes Final Fantasy Tactics for the last boss fight. You have your whole team.
Oh my god, that'd be incredible. Little baby Metal Gears.
And you're like, war.
That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
I gotta say, you guys are swaying me now. I was feeling pretty high on Gene.
Well,
we just damaged that.
No, in a nice way, because as you guys are talking it out, I'm like, yeah, the reflexes thing. While the first couple times I like the idea he can throw that, like I love how he looks, the animations of him throwing those knives really quickly and how quick he can move. But as I'm going back, I'm like, it kind of reminds me of those like shitty late Resident Evil movies where Wesker has like the super speed and like some of those games. And yeah, I keep forgetting that he's also this master strategist. He's supposed to be like, I mean, he's supposed to be the successor. Like that's a big fucking deal. And
which I'm like,
I
don't know about successor.
Well, I'm just telling you what he says.
Right.
I'm not giving him that.
Right.
But he's designed to be that. Like that's his intent.
Let's not forget this is the first iteration of it too. This is, phase 1 of this project.
But
we'll find out what it comes to be, but this, like, it makes sense. It sucks, yes, but it also makes sense. This is their first attempt at it in the story,
Yeah.
At least
I do like that hypnotic speech, though. I think that's an interesting, I don't know, maybe it wasn't done beautifully, but as far as the concept of being able to rally an army and to amplify that, wow, that's a pretty bad pun, but to amplify that, to make it work in that sense, I kind of like that, but it doesn't have a lasting effect, which is why it's the whole linchpin of the game is like, just convince him to go against Gene and you'll get a bunch of soldiers, because he's not doing it with real ideals. He's doing it because he has a parasite that takes over people's minds.
Yeah.
Like with his speech, like it's cool, but it does sort of, you think about it for half a second and it kind of loses its, its luster.
I personally think his contribution to the story is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I just didn't really care for his design or the boss fight that much. But, story-wise, that all that stuff is really cool. The ESP, the parasites, and oh my God, like, it's not to get too comparative, but it's done way better than Skullface in old 5 later on down the road.
Yeah.
The voice parasites are handled much better from a narrative perspective in this story, because it has a real impact. It's not some abstract, like, everybody who speaks English is going to die thing. It's like, no, this dude will just take dudes from you. He's the like, remember, any of you ever play that RTS game, Age of Empires?
Of course I have.
The religion guys with their stick.
Yeah.
He goes out there, he's like, and then he just turns them to his. Like, these are my guys now.
Like Plankton.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Plankton. I mean, yeah. Maybe that's a thing. Little Plankton. I like that. I will throw out there. So, look, it's just teleporting, but I like that it's called Zero Shift. Just a really cool name for teleportation or moving really quickly. I like that, because I think Dragon Ball calls it instant transmission, I think. So you can like shing, and it makes like you got like little lines in the air and you can go somewhere else. But Zero Shift is pretty dope. I like that. And it basically means that like he can, even if you could read his mind, he moves so fast that he could still kill you, which is displayed in the game. And I like that. Like there's some cool shit there, but you're right. And it's interesting, like I said, for him to be, for all the bosses, in my eyes, that I bring them up like a peg or two, is based on story, like how they interact with the characters. Gene, I like him for a lot of the story, and then I don't know what it is, and we'll get more into it when we talk about the end of the game, but the army's heaven of it all just felt a little, I don't know. It just felt a little, not cringe, because that's a little unfair, because Metal Gear is kind of known for cringe, so I'm sort of expecting it. But it just felt a little underthought for such a cunning strategist as he is. It felt a little like first draft as far as his idea, because the whole San Geronimo incident and using that abandoned base and the soldiers that were essentially left for dead, even though they're totally fine, they just are guarding a thing that doesn't exist on the books anymore. Like, that's all great. That's like such a great like world map. Like, here you go. This is your whole area, and it makes perfect sense. And Gene being behind it all is pretty great. Tori, are you liking the Army's Heaven thing, or am I alone on this one as well?
I don't know. I understand it as a plot device moving forward. I haven't given it much thought beyond that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't know. That is true. I didn't really think about Gene that much after. I did think about a lot of the other characters, But Gene,
as far as like impact on you playing,
yeah, like upon when that moment after you play a game, and it's like, well, let me think about what I just spent 20 hours of my life doing, or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Gene was interesting, but I feel like with more resources, it could have been a really fucking interesting concept of like
Yeah.
a type of game that changes how it's played. You know, because his boss superpower isn't the same caliber of superpower that we see in previous games, like in 3. It's a big brawny dude who just like pummels you, and Liquid Snake is a dude who you fight. It always ends up in kind of a fisty fight situation, right?
Yeah.
And Gene's not really that, so it breaks a little bit.
I was thinking earlier, it reminded me of Vamp in
that's
the battle
true. I didn't think about
where
that.
he throws
Yeah.
down his dagger and you're caught with your own shadow.
Oh. How could I have been so behind, Tori?
I don't know.
Yeah, wow. You're very much right on that.
Damn. See, this is why Tori is our gang leader.
Yep, she's the mortar that keeps the brick house together.
Right.
Don't forget about the fundamentals of CQC.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fuck CQC if you could just teleport, right?
You can zero shift.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
true.
That's a Zone of Enders reference, I think.
Really?
Zero shift.
Your ability, the teleport ability that the character has. is
That's
called
another
Zero
thing I want to
Shift.
cover, but we'll never be able to cover.
Probably not, no. It'd be very tough. It's possible, I
Zone
guess.
of
but it'd be,
Yeah.
yeah.
How's it tough?
If you're listening, Konami, let us somehow access this. Is it Konami?
It's on game. Just download it on Xbox.
Stop it. Really?
Yeah.
You serious?
Just download it. Yeah.
Stop.
It's on
Really?
the-
I can do that tonight?
yeah. Yeah.
Fucking A.
If you have a disc copy
Oh,
and a new
man.
Xbox, it's backwards compatible too. Like you could just pop it in there.
Okay, here we
Play it.
go.
Oh my God, that's
Anyway,
amazing.
boys, we're
Yeah.
going to have to end the call early.
Cool.
I got something to do. Suddenly.
Somebody's gonna go play some Zone of Enders.
We got 8 more minutes while you download. That's awesome. So yeah, I guess overall for a final villain, he stacks up pretty well considering. Yeah, the fight would have liked a little more from it, and you guys really did knock me down a little bit in a good
That's
way.
right, Warren.
Know your place.
Well, it just
I don't mean to crush your Gene dreams, but I like Gene. I think he's a cool character. I wish I just expected more. Maybe that's my problem. I had higher expectations for the big bad.
Yeah.
in the
I mean,
game,
Yeah.
but the games leading up to this have really asked us to expect that. You know, it's been a certain kind of formula up to
Yeah.
this point, and to the game's credit or detriment, it strayed from that formula a little bit. I tend to think more often than not those choices lended towards its credit.
This game came out in 2006, right? And
That's
this
correct.
is still pretty early on in the world trying to wrap its head around bite-sized portable video games that are also 3D. Because before that, what you had Pokemon and I don't know, whatever was on the Game Boy,
Pokemon.
right? And
Yeah.
this is like trying to distill the Metal Gear formula into something that's portable and bite-sized, which is extremely hard to do for a game franchise that has like 3-hour cutscenes.
Well, yeah, it's also Metal Gear has never been known. Like the whole point is to be immersed. Like, the whole point is to be like everything matters, and you're supposed to be on a train.
Well, I mean, Metal Gear did hit Game Boy, and it was, I don't know if it was grabbing people at that point. I have no idea, but I do know that it was worthwhile for me. Listen, I haven't finished it yet. However, I am compelled to at some point. If we wanted to do a Ghost Babel
Yeah.
2.0,
Well,
I'd be
Okay.
into it.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they did a good job. I think it's tough to make a really narrative-driven, like a story-driven game on a portable platform with gameplay that can be picked up and put down. And also, like, it would be tough to tell a story in that format, too, because you have to tell it in a way that's, like, the person who's playing doesn't pick it up like a week later and like, well, what the fuck was I doing again? What the fuck's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Which we did kind of mock that because
that.
Campbell loves to tell you.
Campbell
Yeah,
lets you the
every
fuck
time.
know whether you're starting the mission or arriving on the scene of the mission, or you just need a reminder about something that pertains to the mission. Roy Campbell has got
Well,
your
we probably
back.
didn't play this game the way it should have been played.
No,
right?
definitely
So
not.
we-
Definitely
Not even a little. I played it 4 fucking times essentially,
true.
at least for the first half.
Yeah, you got a lot of portable ops experience for a story.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone's gonna do like a case study on your experience of playing portable
How
ops.
it affects the site.
You were unlucky
It
for
would
a little
be
bit
Alex. Alex, if you want to go ahead and get started on that, just hit me up.
Yeah, I have decades of knowledge. That would be amazing. But yeah, Chris, I guess you're right. I feel like I got wrapped up in the story bits of Gene. I got wrapped up in the successor project. I got wrapped up in the ultimate field commander that they want to call him, that he's supposed to literally be the boss.
Yeah.
Like he was designed that way, the way they tried to condition him to do it. They give him the tools with the vocal powers. Like he has like these extra things that should make him special. And it felt, Gene didn't make me feel like it was silly. Like it felt like that's okay. The boss didn't work out because she made the decision she made to affect the rest of the series after Metal Gear Solid 3, and they wanted to do something about it. Fox wanted to make sure that that's still a thing, right? Or the CIA wanted to make sure that there was a true leader, a true soldier, someone as good as the boss. And there's no way to do it unless you create them.
Right.
So I guess I got a little more tied up, about that, especially because Gene does make like a bit of a hubbub about when he learned what actually happened to the boss.
Yeah, he's a bit of a
and that
precursor too to like Liquid and this whole cycle of violence that we're about to delve into.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
I
think
I could totally see why, Warren, you would like get wrapped up in the story. It's a good story. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit better.
Good. Come here, buddy. Come here. Let me give you a hug.
Thanks, man. Yeah, a little digital
Everybody
hug
needs
right
a
now.
little.
See, we can be friends. We can disagree about things and still be friends.
Everyone needs a little
Agreed, we can.
validation
Especially
right
in the
now.
Metal Gear
That's
verse.
the moral
You're
of the
doing
story.
good, bud.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I feel so good. Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say let's give some like final thoughts here on like just the overall, like for a villain set. And we can be a little harsh and say compared to all the games. So let's take out that this was a portable game and all that stuff. Good on the good half or the bad half of overall villains for a Metal Gear game. Do we like this lot as sort of like, here's who you fight in this game compared to other Metal Gears? What do you think, Chris?
I'm going to give this... let me see.
Love that.
Again, you don't have to, it's not a rank,
Right.
but like, do you like in comparison, does it hold water versus like, hey man, the game's a little like, that kind of way. You don't have to give it like a A+ or something like
No,
that.
it absolutely holds water. I think it holds water better than some of the Metal Gear games that Kojima was directly involved in. So that's, an opinion. But
That's just your opinion.
yeah, it's just my
Cool.
opinion. I don't know. I like the what do you call it? Like the cast of villains. The cast of villains here is pretty good. There are some tropey things, but I see I interpret what they were trying to do is take the tropes that already exist in the series and try to play with them in interesting ways rather than try to think totally outside of the box, right? Because they were having to think outside of the box so much with gameplay and so on. Now, this is like me projecting my opinion on it, but I don't know. I think the bad guys probably rank better on the upper end of Metal Gear games.
Nice. What about you, Tori?
This one's tough. I definitely want to agree with Chris in that there were some interesting plays on the kind of already set in stone tropes of the Metal Gear franchise. However, my main comparison for baddies is Snake Eater, because that's the most varied. I think second to that would be... Oh, I don't even know if I could say that. I'm just used to such a variation of villain types that I feel like Portable Ops didn't really deliver that as much. However, my main two takeaways from this game will be the Elisa Ursula combination and Python. So I think those two are definitely standouts for me and can compare to the rest of the series. Other than that, though, they're all kind of a wash.
All right. It's a valid opinion, valid points.
Hell yeah.
I guess I'll split the vote, and of course my answer is going to be very diplomatic anyway. But yeah, I think the story, I like that they all have ties. I think that's what makes them, like, obviously, like the rogues gallery and some of the other games, they're usually tied to the villain more often than not. They're all they're Liquid Snake's team, or they're the boss's old team, or they were, they're brought up by Solidus or something along those lines. These ones had pretty legitimate ties with the characters you meet in the game, Snake, the people in previous timelines, and I think that's what makes them a little more special. But if I was trying to, I think the fights themselves, outside of Python had like a very interesting like environmental piece that just gave it a little bit more of like, that felt like a Metal Gear fight where you have to thaw the weapons, you have to do more. It felt like the first time you played like Metal Gear Solid, and you have to do more than just XXXX or whatever, but duck here, shoot here. Like it was kind of missing that with some of the other fights, and Gene is the one I think could have had the most like to do with that. And so yeah, I'd say probably story-wise better half, but like if I'm thinking as a whole, I think I'm a little like little meh, right down the middle per se. But if I had to talk about them, these seem, I like going back to these as far as where they play in the story and how they affect the people in the game. So I think it's diplomatic, but I'll say better half just to give a true.
Okay. So what you're saying
opinion.
is gameplay sucks. Get a second joystick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, welcome to PlayStation Portable, man. Like that's just kind of
Fuck the PSP.
The problem with that system.
I'm not sure I ever got used to it.
Hated that system.
But I adapted as best as I could.
Yeah. The Vita did make up for a lot of its flaws pretty quickly.
I'll never know.
Never know. It's in the past. There's no way to go back. It's behind us now.
Look at how far they come now. I mean, now we got the damn Switch.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. Which is like probably my favorite system. I love the Switch.
Imagine how different this game might have been if it was designed for like
I like to
touchpad and stuff too. Oh, that would have been dope.
I like to imagine it.
That would be incredible.
We should ask Ryan if he'll port this to the Switch.
And it's not entirely in his control, I know already, but that would be really cool.
That would be fucking
That's not
cool
how
as
it works,
shit,
right?
That would be awesome. Oh, that'd be so cool. Yeah, guys. So any last looks we want to do on the villains? I feel pretty good.
I said what I wanted to say.
Yeah, like I wanted to pick them apart a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like the game, they've earned that they shouldn't be picked apart for other reasons, and I like them. So, wow, here we go, guys. So we're gonna wrap up another episode of Metal Gear Monday's Revengeance. We talked a little bit about the baddies. I like that, and I'm gonna say thanks for listening, wherever you are, however you're finding us. Please leave a review or a rating of any kind. That would be like pretty fantastic. I'd appreciate it. The Patreon, we are at Metal Gear Mondays. We have our monthly game club, our monthly film club. We do early access for episodes, as we talked about earlier. We have an extra podcast that comes out on the opposite weeks as well. And there is just a lot of stuff you can find there, especially our Discord And you have to join for as little as $1 to get access to the Discord and everything else we just brought up. We have some other perks as you get a little higher, but you can find us at Metal Gear Mondays on all the social medias outside of Twitter. We are Metal Gear Monday. And you can go to MetalGearMondays.com to find out about past or present hosts, as well as merch and things like that. Tori, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on the Instagram at Young Neil. You can find me on Facebook as Tori Cortez. And you can find me on Twitter at _Young Neil. That's YNGNEIL for both. And you can find me crying in a corner about how terrible 21 still is.
Chris,
Yep.
where can they find you on the internet?
Just go to MetalGearMondays.com and check out all the great Metal Gear Mondays stuff from the Metal Gear Mondays fam. We got metal, we got gears, we got Metal Gear.
Dope.
I like it.
Yep.
I'll also throw out, you have until I believe, Tori, the 25th of June to drop any sort of listener responses.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And you can find me at Warren Minix on all the social medias. And I'm in a band, Spooky Forest. You can find us at Spotify. Outside of that, guys, I think it's time to let it rip, Jack.
Real.